Hey guys, in today's video, I'm going to be taking you through 5 things I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey about 10 years ago. Make sure to stay tuned to the end because the last point is really going to hit home for a lot of women. My name's Michelle and I'm an online coach, kinesiologist, and I live on an acreage. So if you're into fitness, food, and country living, make sure to go subscribe to my channel. This is my first fireside chat, so if you enjoy these cozy vibes, make sure to give this video a like. All right, so the first thing I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey is that genetics matter. So when I first started out on my fitness journey, I did a lot of research online before I actually really got into lifting. I read a ton of articles on bodybuilding.com and I started following some of the OG fitness influencers on Instagram. And the way that they talked on there was that you could look like them if you did their workouts and if you ate like them. And I definitely bought into that. I thought that if I did all the booty workouts, if I worked out 5 to 6 days a week, that I would eventually look like these girls online. But after all these years, after working my ass off for 10 years, I now know that you can't really out-train your genetics. Now, obviously you can improve on what you already have, but you can't change the structure of your body. You can change the size of your glutes, you can change the size of your shoulders, but you can't really change the fact that you are, a glute dominant person or a quad dominant person, or you have a thicker rib cage. And I just wish I would have known this when I started, because I would have spent way less time wondering what I was doing wrong because I didn't look like these influencers. This leads to the second thing I wish I knew at the beginning of my fitness journey, which is that nutrition is everything when it comes to results, especially if you're not blessed with good genetics. We all know those people that can eat literally whatever they want. They can eat a ton of calories and they still have shredded abs, but we're not all built like that. I learned this lesson the hard way when I used to do powerlifting, and I used to hear all this stuff online about how you have to eat a lot of food in order to grow muscle. And I really wanted that muscular look. So I stuffed my face. I ate pretty healthy, but I ate a lot of food. All it really did was make me fat. Now that I know a lot more about nutrition and I've tracked my food for years, I've done meal plans, I did a bodybuilding show, I shredded down. I know my body a lot more now, and I've come to realize that I don't have the same genetics as a lot of these other girls online. Some girls can eat 2,500 to 3,000 calories a day and still have shredded abs. If I did that, I would definitely get fat. I wish I knew at the beginning how important nutrition is, especially how important tracking calories is, just to teach you about food, teach you about your body, and how many calories you need to be eating. Okay, third thing I wish I knew at the beginning of my fitness journey is that lifting weights can make you look bulky, but only if you have a good layer of fat over top of it. I think this is still a pretty pervasive fear that women have, is that if they start lifting heavy weights, it's going to make them look bulky. And while genetics play a huge part in this and the way you'll look, a lot of it just has to do with the fact that if you're gaining a bunch of muscle but you're not losing any fat, it's going to make you look bigger. Back in my powerlifting days, I was gaining a pretty good amount of muscle, but I had to keep buying larger clothes, and I always wondered, why can I not see any of that muscle definition when I have so much muscle? Not realizing that I just needed to do a fat loss phase in order to bring that body fat down so that I could actually see what was underneath. When I finally did that, I started to get the shape that I actually wanted, and trust me, I do not look bulky anymore. Okay, this is the fourth thing I wish I knew at the beginning, is that building muscle and changing your physique takes a lot of time. And not only time, but a lot of consistency and effort over many years. I think it's just human nature to want to have things quickly and want to try and find a quick fix for everything. But the key to developing a physique that you are proud of and making this a lifestyle is realizing that you just have to be patient. You are going to go to the gym many, many times and look in the mirror and wonder, where are my muscles? When's it going to happen? So you really have to find joy in the process itself and continue to just push yourself really hard, use progressive overload, dial in your nutrition, and things will happen. This is why I also suggest to my clients to take progress pictures, because sometimes you don't actually realize how many changes are happening until you look back at those photos and can actually see it for yourself. Okay, here it is. The 5th thing I wish I knew when I started my fitness journey, and this is the one I think will resonate with a lot of you that have been going to the gym for a while, is that working out for aesthetic reasons, so bodybuilding, if you're wanting to lose weight, whatever it is, it can lead to a form of body dysmorphia. And this is just evident in the mindset of never good enough, especially with the rise in social media. We're constantly exposed to, you know, the best of everything, the best physiques, the most shredded bodybuilders, people with the best genetics, and it can really start to take a toll on you in your fitness journey. I know I experienced this a lot myself, especially after I did my first bodybuilding show. I had really bad body dysmorphia after the show because you see yourself, you know, looking your absolute best. You're super shredded, you're super lean, especially when you get your stage photos back, you just look the best you've ever looked in your life. And then immediately after the show, you start to gain weight, those lines start to disappear, and yeah, it can be really, really tough mentally. And this is something that I wish I knew at the beginning of my fitness journey, is that I would start to develop this habit of never being satisfied with how I looked. And this is something that I've started to work on in the last couple years in just improving my relationship with fitness and with my body. So if you are currently on your fitness journey, or if you're just starting out on one, I hope that you can learn something from this video and learn something from all the things that I've learned over the last 10 years. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to subscribe and give it a like to let me know. Thank you so much for watching if you made it to the end, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Ooh, fucking hot.